So I'm quitting my second job. Last night, it was storming and they made a decision without telling me to switch me to the closer and let the actual closer leave because they live farther away. I don't know exactly how far away they live, but they live far away. I didn't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all. So I'm in the midst of deciding if I'm going to email this to them, call them and tell them, or just do the no call, no show. I'm probably gonna do the no call, no show, cause fuck that shit. You know what? I'm doing the no call, no show. Since I'm deciding not to go to work, let me just go ahead and move forward with the other things I'm going to do. Everyone at work claims the same thing, but I'm not getting the full-time hours that I used to get at my first job. Mind you, I'm a full-time employee. So there's that. Also, I applied at a few other jobs, but no callbacks. So I probably shouldn't even worry about that. And another thing, it was other things that bothered me about, not like the job itself, but the people that I work with. And I've had experiences like this before where I may not be the most outgoing and social at work, but being the age that I am and having the experience that I have in the restaurant industry, I know pretty much that I need to make sure I'm focused on the job at hand and stay as far away as possible to the friendly shit, because the friendly shit always ends up being drama filled, two-faced, very catty, shit that I don't intentionally indulge in because I think it's fun. I don't think it's fun. I don't like hurting people. That if I decide that you're my friend, I don't then call you, text you all the time, go hang out with you, whether it's just the two of us or with a group of people, and then I'm talking shit about you the very next moment. And that is not me. If I do end up, I guess, talking shit or somehow telling your business behind your back, eventually I'm coming to you. I literally just spit. Oh my God. But eventually I'm going to come to you and talk to you and say, well, I talked to you such and such about this, just to get a second opinion to see if, sometimes I think too hard about shit. I overanalyze and then I overreact to some shit. You know what I'm saying? But how they spoke to me led me to believe that I was within reason. And because I think that I'm within reason after talking to someone else, here's what I've come up with. It's astonishing how many adults, and I mean overgrown adults, 30 or older, and then people who are just grown, 18 to 29. You know what I'm saying? Who tolerate, participate, and think that it's not just normal, but pretty much it's okay, it's permissible to be fucked up people. Anyways, some of the shit that made me want to leave the job anyways was how the girlies were acting. And then after I don't want to talk about how they were acting because I think what am I missing? If you meet someone new, you introduce yourself, you speak, okay. And then as you see them more often, you speak again, hey, good morning. Now, I don't know why my good mornings always get ignored, but usually if someone greets me and I have my earbuds in, I'm like, oh, did you speak? My bad, my earbuds were in. how you doing? Good morning, okay? But when I speak, no matter, usually people don't have earbuds in their ear the way that I do. I have them in constantly. Just because if I'm not listening to some sort of music, I'm listening to a podcast or something. That's me. And I'm usually on the bus, so I have them in already. But when I speak, hey, good morning, like, I'm trying to, do it in a way that doesn't startle you and doesn't necessarily interrupt you doing the task at hand. So I'm not one who says good morning and I'm grabbing your shoulders and shit like that. Or bum rushing you, like putting myself in between the task or whoever you're talking to and you, just so you can acknowledge or know that I'm speaking to you. But I'm trying to make eye contact at least, or at least to where I notice that, okay, they can hear me, they're within earshot, and I say good morning, but it goes ignored. And I'm just like, you know what? No big deal. If somebody doesn't want to be spoken to, they don't have to be spoken to. So anyway, the biddies was acting real funny when I would speak to them. And I mean, even the girls who would speak, who decided to speak back, they, you know, I'd be like, oh, hey, how are you? They just like, hey. I'm like, okay, I'd rather you just not speak if you didn't want to speak, girl. I don't take it too personally that you don't want to speak to me. You don't have to like me. You don't have to. I was just being cordial. I understand what being cordial is. Common courtesy. That's what I'm getting at. And then, again, when other examples of bum rushing, like that being too helpful. Nobody, not just no one's naturally that helpful, but because I'm not going back to that job, but I was in another situation where, for whatever reason, me and this two of the other girls always had the exact same steps of service and always ended up at the dish pit together. Mind you, these biddies never like to pre-bus their own tables. We always ended up at the drinks machine together. Mind you, one of these biddies was a bartender on the other side of the restaurant. We always ended up like, if one of the male co-workers talked to me about work, it could be about my damn hamburger. It didn't even have to be about anything like personal or non-work related. If it was work related, they were right there listening. Like, bitch, leave me alone. Just get the fuck out of my face. Oh God, ew. And then last night, I fucking fell and got all muddy. And that just kind of sealed the deal because I was like, you know, being superstitious. I'm not really superstitious, but I made that superstitious decision. Like, you know what? This means I don't need to be coming back this late at night, especially in a storm, from a job where the biddies don't fuck with me. And I feel like they're, I like to say benignly antagonizing. You know, like that plausible denial, you know, where you're doing something passive aggressive or you're doing something very sneaky but with a smile. And the intent is to knock you off your rocker, have you to misstep, or, you know, lose your focus. That shit. Let me go get something to eat because I can't even explain it. I just don't want to be in this situation.